intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I have ambition. I am consistent. People don't cross me without my permission. My journey is in no competition. I am grateful for all I've been given. I am unique. I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I can create my own reality. I am the best me that I can be. I am manifestation. I am present and patient. I am confident. I am opulent. I am destined for greatness. I am.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Sheena D, aka Indigo Ayora, and this is Str8 Outta Kemet. Founded in 2019, it was birthed underneath my publishing company, I in the Middle Publishing LLC, where the mission is raising frequencies one book at a time. Str8 Outta Kemet features greatness from our own melanated community of entrepreneurs, entertainers, authors, and social influencers. Its mission is lifting up our people one broadcast at a time. Str8 Outta Kemet has been rebirthed and will continue in the legacy of uplifting our people by utilizing its platform to promote their greatness. We are available on all listening platforms.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. I do trust that you all have been having a very fun and productive Wednesday. Ooh, Lord, I don't know why I wanted to say Saturday. It is a beautiful day here in the nation's capital, and I'm trusting that you all are having a beautiful, wonderful day, and you are keeping that faith no matter what. We have another very special guest for y'all today, coming straight from out of Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Albany, Georgia. Man, I'm telling you that you definitely want to tap into this episode today. He was dropping so many jewels on financial literacy. I'm telling you, definitely want to stay tuned. Get your pen and your paper together. All right, y'all, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop on into this episode. And remember, keep the faith, all right? Lord Infanit. Known by many names, however, in the digital space, he chose to go by Infanit. He graduated from the Art Institute with a BA in Interactive Media and Web Design. Initially, he tried to pursue a career in rap by releasing many projects and video. At a certain point, he found himself dabbling in writing, which took him on a career journey as he published 4 books. He then found himself dabbling in merch, so he turned and created his own line of merch that appeals to his market. At this point in his life, he now teaches business education in the public school system. All right, and without further ado, we have the one, the only Lord Infanit.
Ooh.
Yay!
Yeah, what's going on? What it do? Good people, peace and love and vibration.
Absolutely. Thank you for being able to check in with us and, making time out of your busy schedule. Definitely appreciate it.
Yes, indeed, no
So,
problem.
indeed. So, we are going to hop right on into it. We're going to start off with this icebreaker question. Icebreaker? Okay. So your question is, what would you do if you woke up one day and the whole government shut down?
What you mean? Like,
Every single thing, I mean, no cell phones, no internet, no banks, nothing, just the money in your pocket. Everything was completely shut down.
I don't know. I feel like it's a switch that'll automatically jump into me like that survival mode. Like, so in my mind, I gotta secure food, I gotta secure water, I gotta secure shelter. Like, you know, you're gonna be on you gonna be on a whole lot of anarchy type of thing. People just gonna be want to do something just because. So you're gonna need the artillery. Like I just look at my put myself in a survival mindset. Like people get crazy when it ain't no burner. It ain't even just, it won't even be a black or white thing. Like somebody see you got more than them. Even it can just be an inkling of something that look more than what
Mhm.
they got. You got to deal with that person possibly trying to take your life. So yeah, I transform them all the way on survival mode. Like get my
You gonna do
land.
some of them karate moves that you got.
Now I mean I wouldn't even have to take it. I wouldn't even have to take it that far. I just know, like I went. That'll be a last minute. Like I just know I gotta get this food, get the water, and get out of the way. Cause people, I call them like the sheep or the crazy people. They gonna be fighting over the stuff at Walmart. They gonna be fighting over the stuff at Target. Like the ignorant people, they just gonna go. They gonna loot all the stores and stuff like that. Why they thinking about that? I'm trying to get a farmland or something and just get out of the way. So when they run out, cause when you run out of the food at the Walmarts, the Kmart's, and all of that, like those people gonna be like zombies.
No bull, for real.
You know
For
what I'm
real,
saying?
they
So
really are.
yeah, so yeah, I get out the way. That my whole man. Like I gotta foresee that. Like you can foresee when people so like we've been so conditioned, like to go to the store to get the food. I don't even know how it look from when your food, the meat get chopped up and not. We don't know the point. Hey, we just know how we got the meat in their little packaging. Like we just know how we got the vegetables and their little packaging, like in their grocery.
Mhm.
Like we don't know. A lot of us don't know the first phase of that type of industry.
I knew someone who worked at like the warehouse, like where they
Mhm.
transport the vegetables and stuff, and he said the amount of chemicals that's used on to spray down the vegetables, like it made him so sick he had to end up quitting because it like his eyes would turn red, he couldn't breathe, like he kept on coughing and stuff. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then we're eating this. You know what I mean? If the people at the warehouse can't even handle it just from inhaling it, then we're putting it in our bodies.
I
So
mean, but
that
from a business standpoint, I get it. That's why I don't eat a lot of stuff. But I get it from a business point because you got to look. If the reality that food killed in the nature, it only got like if you kill a horse or a deer, it only got like a 12 hour, probably 6 to 12 hour shelf limit. So people might put it in the refrigerator, they deep freeze it to preserve it. So when you're talking about what you talking about, your friends soaking up the chemical meat, it take a lot. Like when decaying meat, you get the maggots, you get all that stage, and before you get the rot and stuff like that. With the vegetable go quicker. Like soon as you pluck the vegetable, it's like it start dying. So
yeah.
and in addition to you gotta kill out the insect that gonna flock to the smell of the food or the vegetable. You gotta think about it. A lot of these stuff
I'm
they trying
not
to.
going against it. I'm just saying
No, I ain't
you
going
can
against. I'm just
imagine the
saying
stuff that they spray on it, that we're putting it into our bodies.
that's
So
why
yeah,
I don't
I
eat a
catch
lot
your
of stuff.
drift.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of that stuff. 'Cause I understand the process. Like, 'cause
Gotta hunch your own meat.
you
Eat
gotta
your
hunt
own
your
meat.
own meat. Exactly.
Here we go. Shoot, they used to talk about my family's from Panama, so they would go out, they would
Like
have a whole bunch of
Florida,
chickens. Huh?
Florida,
No,
like Panama.
Panama, the country.
It's a country called Panama.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. What is it? What is it?
It's in Panama. Panama City. It's in Panama.
I mean, like what region? Like, is it like
South America.
okay.
Yeah. So they would have a lot of chickens and stuff out in their yards, and they would just go and grab it and bring it
Rain the
back.
neck.
Wow. Fucking pulling all different types of things out. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh Lord, no. So that's like the real hard facts, and like gets us back to like we really do need to start growing our own food and having
Yeah.
our own thing just in case.
Just in case. I
Just in
mean,
case.
even if can that start killing them,
Yeah. Noble. I'm about to transition back over to my vegan diet. Um,
it ain't really just something
veganish.
vegan. It ain't really something vegan. Cause you gotta cause they ain't just messing with the meats. We dealing with GMO stuff, like they messing with. Okay, going back to like they trying to keep dude. You know, like when you selling product, you try to keep a lot of it on the shelf for a long amount of time. The reality it is like once it go to the warehouse, like even the vegetable, it go to another store. It might take like 3 to 5 days to get to that store. So you gotta spray that with chemical, and then that store gonna sit that on the shelf for like a week or two. Sometimes these stores they be changing the expiration date, but
Mhm.
so you gotta dope it up with these chemicals to
They push
withstand that.
the
Yeah,
they push the good fruit. I mean the newer fruit to the front. I mean to the back,
yeah,
and then put the old fruit in the front. I
yeah.
be digging all through there. I know they be mad when I come in there. Like I'm going all the way in the back. Yeah, they about
Yeah.
to get me. But all right, cool. Let's hop on into all the greatness that you're doing. So you are an author. You do graphics, graphic design, and all that good stuff. So share with us a little bit about all the greatness that you do.
I mean, like with my pair, it's just more so a journey. Like where I started with, like really the thing that kind of I was always inspired by graphics in high school, like making stuff, making websites and stuff with front page and the other little earlier development out. But when I got to college level, moving from Albany, Georgia to Atlanta, I was still trying to make it on the music scene. I was doing music, but I had the guy I met in the streets on some different separate occasions, but we were just having a conversation. He was like, "Man, that music gonna always be there. You got to find some to tap in that's outside of that." So going back into fast forward when I picked my degree at college, I know a lot of people that were going to the art institute. They were taking up stuff like audio production, video production, doing stuff like that. Like, and a lot of us did that because we did music. But me personally, I didn't want that rock. I was like, man, well, how I want to go to school to try to make music and waste all their money. I seen it like that. So the major I picked was interactive media and web design. So in my course, I started in 2007. I took breaks off in here and there. And what ended up happening when I came back like in 2011 to finish up my program, the whole design and the graphic design and web design world had changed. Like when I first started my program, people used to be able to make 1,500 to 5,000 creating a website. Then when I came back into school, you had so many of these do-it-yourself app like Wix, like Joomla, like WordPad, where it kind of changed the game. So a person in my standing, I'm glad I took that time out because I was learning from the teacher. What they put me on was it's the template game, like in the website where it became about template. When you know how to finagle and create templates and manipulate template, although somebody can pay a site to get it done by themselves, but if you don't understand the template lingo and understanding how that work, you still gonna end up having to hire somebody to edit the site that you probably end up messing up. And that was somebody like myself came in. So when doing all of that, I always kind of did business. So I ain't gonna say I did business, I always understood business. So me knowing how to do logo, website, and all of that, I became like a one-stop shop. And fast forward in what you talking about with my books, I tie all of that in. I designed my covers, and I even wrote and edited my books before I self-published them on Amazon, Barnes and Noble online, and sites like that. But how the process started, me doing music, and then I ended up with a situation. I ended up doing 90 days for probation violation for a traffic ticket. So in the process of sitting down, I read so many books, and all of this knowledge from doing web design, all of this still percolating in me and doing music. I read so many books in jail. I was like, you know what? I can write my own book. And I ended up writing these 3-part series. When I got out, I combined it. That became The Life of Domino Jacob. Then I ended up writing a book called I Need Money, kind of venturing into the business side. Then I went back. and wrote the resurrection of Domino Jacob. Like it's a short, it's like a novel. Well, it's like a novel about a hitman change their life. That's what the life was. Domino Jacob was about. Then I went back and wrote the sequel to that. And after I did that, ended up writing a book called Pimp. Going back into my business knowledge, I broke it down to perception, influence, marketing, and presentation. And tying all of this in, like the sister, our beloved illustrious sister right here was saying, all of the things I do is just all in growth. Going back to any book you can read from Think and Grow Rich, Cash Flow Quadrant, what's the guy name? Not Winston Churchill, The Rich Man in Babylon. Like a lot of these books, they talk about how to get rich, man, and getting rich. It's like it talk about more. A lot of I took the main jewel that I got from a lot of these books, but they talked about how you serve people. Like I ain't gonna say God or whatever you choose to serve, but it's like that in higher power, it ain't gonna put you in a situation to be rich or successful until you service a lot of people until it equate. I done seen a lot of people that hit the lottery, they be back broke. A lot of people that come into some quick money, they lose the money. Cause if you don't got no machine that channeled out there, cause at the end of the day, your business evolves around how many people that you are serving in your account. And going back to the question, reason why I still continue to do things. Personally, somebody might not like my music, but they might like my book. Somebody might not like my shirts and merchandise, but they might like my music. So all of these different attributes of myself, somebody might resonate with one of these things. I don't expect everybody to like everything I do, but one thing that I do, it might resonate with that person. And it just that way that's how I've been kind of growing. And before I tie the caveat before I tie the caveat before I let you come back, I say that I've been known by some of them nicknames. Like my name, I talked about this in my book and I talked about this on Off the Porch interview. My nickname was Pooh. My grandma used to call me Pooh. It got short. From Pooh, I created the name P100. Where I got the name P100 from. P100 going on the camera, I broke down P100 to 100%. They started calling me infinite percent on the college based off of the knowledge. So the reason why I'm telling y'all this because my books, I wrote my books under the name Infinite Percent. Before I did my music on the P100, now it's a player named under. My graphics is B Laufin and Design. uh I did like all of my projects I did on a different name. So when people see me on social media and all of it connecting it kind of like a scavenger hunt. Oh, that's such and such. Like people know me from so many different avenues. But I saw that in the beginning, like all of that being by design.
Nice. Pookie. Is it Poo? Pookie.
Yeah.
Good, good. Do you find it to be challenging with being somewhat, I mean, you are an entrepreneur
Yeah.
as well. So, do you find it to be challenging with being an entrepreneur, like in these days and times? Because well, most entrepreneurs do juggle like a lot of different businesses. What are
See,
your thoughts on it?
it's like this. When you understand the different concepts of money, it'll it'll take that juggling off. Cause you got like I'll just give you an elementary understanding. You got earned income, that's like basically money you earn from a job. You got residual income like books or artwork that depreciate over value, or even CDs, certificates of deposit on stocks and stuff like that. Those are like on residual. Then you got like God money that come out of nowhere. Like sometimes based off of money that's attached to a belief. I say all of that to say like, well, then you got investment income. Though I just leave you with the four. I say it like that because this earned income gonna be the most stable thing you do, like having a job, having a 9 to 5. Uh, Portfolio income, which is like the residual. That's your stocks and stuff. It good to have. That's how you kind of get rich because your investment gonna pay off. like that God money, like when you attach something to a belief, like whatever it's a charity, like sometimes that money might come out of the sky, but it good, like it good to have. And then I forgot the last one I said. I've got the last one up. But the moral of the story, like in understanding how all of those routes that you make money as an entrepreneur, I always have had a 9 to 5. I always have had a gig where I always have did something. Like right now I'm a teacher. I teach in the public school system. I teach business education to 6, 7, and 8 grader. Then my first year teaching, and I still do my graphics and stuff on the side. But I say all of that with entrepreneur. Don't let nobody trick y'all in thinking that it's taboo to have a job. Even somebody like I learned about Warren Buffett. A lot of people know about Warren Buffett. We know about his success, but how Warren Buffett got on, he used to buy a company's debt. Like he'll buy the company debt, but him having the vision, he'll buy, like say for some a company. I just use a hypothetical. Ace Hardware probably going out of business or something like that. Warren Buffett would see that he would buy they debt and position itself on the board. By him being a visionary, he might put it in the contract. He might do this for like a year or two. He might help that company make more money securing his investment, and he might step away from the leadership role. But it like that's the type of entrepreneur I'm is on. I'm hands on. You got to be hands on. Like people are like cats, like working in a pet store, people like your customer gonna be like cats. You might on that entrepreneur side, and I ain't talking about Lyft and Uber or no DoorDash. I'm talking about entrepreneur, like people that pushing their business, whether it's they doing graphic, whether they selling books, whether they trying to get their own podcast on the ground, whatever like that hustle, and trying to get people like that's the hardest thing, like trying to get people consistent. It ain't really that I tell people like people try to, oh, my family ain't supporting me, and I ain't gonna take the other people on. It's gonna take the other people to see your vision. Yada yada. People talk about that, but I can tell people to go back to the story of Jesus, even if you don't even gotta be a Christian. You know what I mean? That Bible kind of connect. Like when Jesus went back to Bethlehem, the people were looking like, oh, that's just that nigga Jesus. We know that nigga. Now y'all saying he'll save it. Like we know that nigga. Like so it kind of you got that in your hometown. Like you got that. Okay, we know you. Like it's like you'll never. It's just like you'll never. I ain't gonna say you ain't great to them, but it's just like you a regular person to them. You got to be conscious of that. Like you, oh, you just regular. Ain't that they don't believe in you, just regular to them that they used to seeing. So in the entrepreneur, it's a hard walk because a lot of people get discouraged when, oh man, like I see people post, like my auntie buy lashes all the time, but she ain't bought no lashes from me. Like I see people going there, like stuff like people get getting hectic, like it get crazy because this month you might do good, like you can make a grip on some entrepreneur, and then their money might be down. So like you gotta that fluctuate money good, but you need that stable money. That's why I recommend I always have a 9 to 5 or some type of consistent gig.
Mhm. You know, I my cousin was on a show not too long ago, and he was talking about how he just kind of went full force and going into doing music, and he's also a motivational speaker. Um And to me, that was inspiring because I'm like, I mean, I would love to not have to work a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be doing what it
I
is
love
that I
nice things.
know that I love to do, huh?
I love nice things.
I mean, we all do. So who don't like nice things? But you know what? He went through the different situations, he talked about how he was homeless in New York City, or maybe was it LA. It was one of the two. But he ended up running into, I do not remember the guy's name. His name was John somebody. But anyway, he's a famous country music artist, I believe. And he ended up making music with him. You know what I mean? He's also worked with John Legend and Kid Rock. So I feel like everybody's story is
Nah, that's beautiful though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful story. There, everybody' journey is different because he doesn't work for anybody. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's you gotta have that real strength to like just say you ain't gonna have no 9 to 5 because I get yeah, I tried to do it for a little while and I had to go back, end up going back to work. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, those down moments is really down. It's
That
like,
see
oh my
that
goodness.
that's the point
Hmm.
I was making. Like, and I love nice things. So me knowing how the circle go, even as a musician, doing music, man. I always looked at the business side. Like, yeah, everybody got an opportunity, but man, we living in a situation where we got 50 states. Each state got like 1 million people. Each every no matter what genre, you got thousands, millions of people competing for this same slot. It ain't nothing wrong with that because we do it on the same thing on the business level, but it just like gambling. Like I'd rather make a calculated gamble than risk it all. Like me personally, like I done been homeless sleeping on in my car bed. That was more so in a situation trying to wait on the money, not necessarily waiting on the money, but put money into trying to secure an apartment, trying to secure a place like that. Like, okay, I gotta make the payment for the deposit. I'd have been homeless in a situation like that, like putting the money normally I gotta take these rent people like it an arm and a leg just to get these keys, but just to go homeless and let
Rather
God
than
yeah, yeah, like that's a scary thing, especially like coming from like the place I come from. Like we were blessed with abundance, so even knowing seeing my grandma and stuff like that working like to the point that I was blessed to see we grew up middle class and I ain't I ain't on beyond get my hand there. Then I just I just even if I end up moving to a whole other state or something like that, trying to pursue music, I would still pick up a gig or something like. I can't see myself sleeping on the bench and cold. I just can't. That's a scary thing. I mean, when you hear people like Steve Harvey talking about it, Tyler Perry talk about it, and to see where they at now, like that's beautiful. That's a
yeah,
beautiful journey.
very inspiring.
I got dreads too, so that's a.
What?
I'm saying like I got locks or what we call them dreads, and that's just a phobia of mine. Like when you run into a spider web or something like that, you gotta check out it. I don't know if
Oh
you. I
yeah,
mean,
because it might be up in there.
yeah, 'cause I don't know if you ever came across the video where people be having like eggs growing in they
Don't
lock.
tell me that. Ah, la 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 la. I want that. No, thank you. Then you
So,
gonna have me being paranoid, having dreams about it. No, thank you. I don't want it.
yeah, I can't be the only one. So
I got to get it out of my mind.
yeah, I'm
Why
saying
would you do that?
you got lots. You never came across that. Like,
No, no, nope. So what is something that you would tell your younger self?
I mean, everything working out for the best. Everything happened on its right time. Everything happened on the right time.
Okay, I like that. Everything happens within its right time. Is
Yeah.
that something that you would tell upcoming entrepreneurs or upcoming artists or author as well?
I mean, I hate to sound cliche, but telling the other artists, I say you got to trust the process, cause it's like it's a learning process. The great artists and the people that I ain't gonna say not to say that I don't respect people that's in the game. I respect more. I respect the artist that made it and still kept their business intact. Like it hard. I don't look at nobody that kind of sold out quick trying to get there. So those are not my pedestals or mountains that I'm trying to climb. I say all that to say like reason why trusting the process, like I sign a cliche to somebody I tell the call, telling somebody tell the youth or aspiring artist because you gotta it's a level through experience that you gotta attain when you start believing in yourself.
Mhm.
It's a journey. Like whether you're an artist, whether you write book, it's a level that we as humans gotta get to that when we believing in ourselves. If we don't get to that point, whatever deal we sign or whatever, it's not gonna be authentic. It's not gonna mean the same. But when you got to the point you believe in yourself, not to say that you feel like your itch don't stink, but it's a level of believing, like, okay, I know I'm great. Like it's a realization moment. It's kind of like an epiphany. Like when you get to that point, like, okay, what I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I already been revealed. Like it's a journey that we all got. Some people our age probably ain't made it to that level yet, but I got there. Like when I started teaching and I felt that energy. Like I done been on stage rocking out to a lot of people, but being in a class talking to 35 and consistent like that type of build in me, it kind of mean more. It's a different type of weight when when you get to that point you believe in yourself and you know what you doing there right. It kind of feel easier to talk to other people, like you kind of lean by example. Like when you get to that point, I can't explain it, but talking to the people that younger than me, my degenerate, I'm gonna say like wait till you get to that point. It's like an epiphany. You're gonna come into yourself. Like we call it like getting knowledge of self in the conscious community. Like when you get that knowledge of self, but in the spiritual, it's like Kundalini energy connected you, tapping into that cosmic surfing. Like all of your neurons and all firing on our cylinder. It's a elixir. Like it's a feeling when you get to that point. Then when you get to that point, then when you go in, like you in your back. Then when you go in, then when you all gas no break. But you got to get to that point though, like believing in yourself.
Mhm. What do you think some of the first steps are
I mean,
for
you gotta learn.
people?
You gotta learn yourself, know yourself. See, it ain't even just like you can think about this in terms of relationship, somebody you talking to, or you can think about in terms of relationship, people you dealing with. But it's like you gotta know yourself. Like a lot of we living in somebody else's shadow or somebody else's image of her. Like we
Mhm.
start, okay, this is what the God is like. Okay, I know. You know what? I like asparagus, guacamole. Like you start coming into yourself. Like I like it because I know I like it, as opposed to I like this because somebody told me to like this.
Mhm.
When you start, like, it's a process. You just gotta learn yourself. Like, who am I? Cause we even like in the black community, we just because you black, you supposed to they got their characteristic. You supposed to be black, liberal, and democratic. Like we got that stigma, so it's like we gotta get out of that box that we put ourselves in. Like even outside of thinking on that term, like you gotta figure out who you is for yourself, like your human self. Like who am I?
T- t- I love it. It definitely is a journey because I feel like I didn't really start to learn myself and who I was until the passing of my mother. Then I was like, oh, wow. So that's a another parent gone.
Yeah,
So now who is Sheena? You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like that's what. Yeah, I
And
like
you
that.
see, like after that point, like it's you can't even remember the person that you were before.
Slightly, but not really. Like I'm a completely different person. Like my mindset is different. I was a very much of a people pleaser
Yeah.
before, and
You see
now
what
I'm just
see
more
what I'm
of a
saying? See what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like they confirmation right here. Like you see what I'm saying?
yeah. And now I'm
It's
more of a oh well,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But definitely still growing and learning myself at the same time because I feel like that's process is ongoing. So okay, well. How can people find you if they want to get some graphic art done? If they want to Get some of that financial literacy you got going on over there. How can they reach out to you?
Man, just you can Google, you can Facebook, you can IG, you can TikTok. They Google how I spell my name. Infanit. I spell it phonetically correct. Infinite. The infinite, like the 8 symbol. I mean, the 8 house and the zodiac. I ain't even go that deep. I'm stumbling over my word, but that's how you find my Infanit.
It's okay. It's Monday. I understand.
Nah, they Wednesday our last day of school for the kid. We still
Okay.
we still gotta go Thursday, so it just winding on on. In my first year and going out with a blast.
I love it. I love it. Do you want to drop the name of your books one more time for everybody? Tell them where to find it.
You can Google really to find my book. Google Infinite Percent. I'm finna give you the name song, but Google how I spell my name. Infanit percent. They gonna ask you when you search. They gonna ask you, did you mean to spell it like this? Yeah, you meant to spell it like that. Cause if you don't, they're gonna try to show a thing for infinite percent. So make sure that's the correct spelling. But my book start the life of Domino Jacob, resurrection of Domino Jacob. I need money and pimp, perception, influence, marketing, and presentation. 100.
Yes. Y'all better hit up them books and hit them up for that financial literacy because he sound like he know what they're talking about. I need to hit you up myself, get a session going so I can figure out what this budgeting stuff is doing and how to, do all that good stuff. So thank you so much for being on the Straight Outta Kemet podcast. Definitely appreciate it and all the knowledge and jewels that you dropped today. Thank
And
you.
all in a day's work.
Indeed, indeed. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Straight Outta Kemet podcast. I do trust that you have enjoyed this episode. And before we go, I have to give a huge shout out to my girl, Uniqea Monie. Her song is the song that you hear on the intro to the Straight Outta Kemet podcast. Y'all be sure to go follow her. You can follow her at Cosmic Nobodies Conventions with a K, Less Nobodies Business LLC, Sunshine Monet L on Facebook, Less Nobodies on YouTube, and Uniqea Monet on all streaming platforms.
I am confident, I am opulent, I am destined for greatness.